fucking score.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie, I'm fucking cooked.
There you go.
Oh,
Here.
I'm savory. There you go. Oh, let's
Oh,
go. Knuckles, you fucking
oh
animal.
God.
Let's go. Let's go.
Every day I spend my time drinking wine, feeling fine.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Bourbon and Bud. Another episode. Get to interview another fighter. I don't know if you guys were with us last night for our live event. But yeah, we're back. We try to make enough time to get some interviews in because that's our specialty. I mean, we like acting full on camera sometimes, just because we like to be ourselves. Express ourselves. But our favorite part about this is interviewing fighters. And today we have someone that I've been trying to get on the show for a very, very long time. I'm very hyped on this fighter. I think she's a future champ in one of the biggest organizations. I'm not going to say any names, but I mean, you know what I'm talking about. Maritza Sanchez. She fights for Combate Global. Her last fight was at Combate Global, and she's six. What she's a six. She has 6 wins and 1 loss, and she's amazing. She's an amazing fighter. She's coming up. She's training out of Alpha Male, the last I remember, but we'll find out. We'll find out really soon. The sky's the limit with this young girl, and we're excited to have her on the show. Can't wait. I don't know, Coop. What's up with you, brother? Nice to see you.
Nice to see you, Fu, after a wild episode yesterday as we're recording this today. I'm excited for today's interview. I've said this before, it's always a really fun time whenever we get to interview fighters, and we get to interview a good one today. And as Fu mentioned, we've been trying to get her on for a very, very long time, and we finally got her on, and excited to see how this goes.
Hi,
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, good. Nice to have you.
Thank you. I
We
know
find
we tried last time and it didn't work out.
it's okay. It happens all the time. Like schedule with fighting and all that. And then with us too, like there's usually like 4 of us that do the interview, but like it just happens. Like sometimes one of us will do it, so it kind of works out, when you have a whole team.
Yeah. Are you able to hear me well enough? Okay.
I hear you perfect. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
All
Yeah, I
right,
can
cool.
hear you.
But yeah, like it's different with you. You don't have a whole team. Like you have to do your interviews by yourself. So it's it's a pleasure to have you. A lot of people. I gave the intro. You weren't here, but tell us a little bit about yourself. A lot of people do not know about you that much. A couple of us do. A couple of hardcore fans that go outside and look at other promotions and stuff like that. But your name's been ringing a lot of bells. But you're a fellow Californian like me, so tell us a little bit. Well, like describe yourself to us.
Yeah, so I was born and raised in a small town called Placerville, California. And yeah, I grew up there and I still live there. I'm 26 years old. I've been fighting for 8 years now. I had my first fight when I was 18, and yeah, man, I just fell in love with the sport, and here I am now. I'm here today, training every day, waiting to for some fight news. I haven't fought all year, so kind of just been waiting on some good news.
Yeah, and I was looking at a couple of your fights too. Like you look like you always want to fight. You look like you're ready. I've seen a couple of your interviews too. Like you're ready to go. You're ready for that belt. Like that belt. Obviously, you're to me you're the number one contender in that place. You're probably one of the top flyweights in California, easy. Probably number one outside of the UFC, obviously. But yeah, I mean, we're waiting for announcement. I know Combate is going through a lot, but we thought that you got tagged to fight. They want to make a fight with you and the was Dakota, right?
Dakota, I trying to think of how to pronounce her last name, but
I
she's
that's why I didn't pronounce it. I was trying to see if you would.
I
That's
think
right.
it's did no, I'm not even gonna try.
Yeah.
But yeah, she's really good. I've seen some of her fights that she's 12-0, so she has a clean record. And I mean, stylistically, like I'm a striker, she's a striker. I think that would put on some bombs. I know she fights for PFL, so it would be kind of like a collab thing. But yeah, I'm down with it. That's why I reposted the tweet, and I'm just like looking to fight anyone. And you know, like at this point, it doesn't matter who it is. I wanna get a fight in, so I'm ready.
You stay ready, right? Are you still at Alpha Male?
Yeah, I am. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
still training.
That's good. How's that? How long have you been at Alpha Male, by the way?
Awesome. I've been there for a few years now. Well, when I first started training there, it was kind of like just cross training. So wasn't going there full time.
They were at
But
another gym or something, and like just kind of like going to two gyms.
well, I'll tell you this: I have 3 gyms that I train out of. Um, so Team Alpha Male is like the main MMA, everything. They have everything there. I have my main striking coach that was the one that introduced me to MMA. His It's mainly a boxing gym, but he also teaches MMA. He's very well rounded. So I train at his gym as well, and also at my jiu-jitsu gym too. So, you know, yeah, it's a lot of traveling back and forth, but it's been working for me, and really lucky to have the coaches that I have right now.
So your main base is boxing, right? You started boxing.
Exactly. Yeah. I never had any boxing fights, but I did start off with boxing first. That's my background.
Then you saw MMA and it kind of grabbed your attention before you got into boxing, or was it kind of like, oh, I want to do this?
Well, MMA caught my attention when I went out to go see some fights. The promotion was a Dragon House. I don't know if you've heard.
I've heard of a couple. I was looking at your amateur record. I saw one of the girls that you beat, Kathy Solorzano. I had known her from like a bunch of like, because the amateur fights was so small, like, you know, like, even for women, there wasn't that many women fights. So you remember like a lot of the people in the face, you know. But yeah, it's funny that you're saying that, because I don't remember that promotion. Is it from up north or what?
Yeah, they're out in Cali, San Francisco area. I had a bunch of my amateur fights with them, and where was I going with this? I think we were just talking. What were we talking about?
Just about your gym and like your boxing, how it caught your attention. Yeah.
Yeah, so I ended up going to these cage fights, Dragon House fights, and I just like saw the fights, and I felt the energy, and I told my coach at the time, I told him, hey, I want to do that, I want to fight, and he was like, are you sure? You know, it's great. He was like, I'll support you. But yeah, I had my first amateur fight. Unfortunately, it was I split decision loss, but that just made me like have more of a fire under me to like want to go back in there again. And yeah, since then I've just been training and fighting.
Well, it showed off like when you came into the pros, you know, like it's so dope. Like obviously you lost your first fight. I wish we could get a rematch of that, because I think you're winning that now. But it must have been difficult. Like obviously your first pro fight, and then Combate. I don't know if that was on Univision still or back. I don't know.
I believe it was. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, that's a lot. Like growing up in a Mexican household, like that's like the biggest channel there is, you know. So
yeah.
I feel like we should. I mean, I don't know if whatever happens in the future, but that'd be a fun fight. But after that, you took off. You beat that I like to call the cash cow, Lucero. So that was a big victory. I mean, people talk about that a lot. I mean, I'm pretty sure that meant a lot to you. Like after losing your first fight and then coming back that strong.
Yeah, it was a really big moment for me, because I felt like in my first fight, I didn't get to showcase any of my skills. And so that just made me want to, again, same thing, like with my amateur career, that just made me want to go back in there and really truly show what I'm capable of, and who I am as a fighter.
I mean, do you have anybody that you want to fight other than Dakota? Like, do you see, like, obviously you want to fight anyone now? Like, I'm pretty sure you've been training. I saw that. Actually, answer that question before I get into the next one. Do you have anyone in mind, or do you not care? Like, whoever's in front of me, I'll fight.
I honestly really don't mind at this point. Like I said, like whatever opportunity I get, I'm gonna take it.
Yeah.
I think at this point it's been half a year since I last fought. My last fight was in December,
Yeah.
and that's a very, very long time. So yeah, whoever's next is bound to get it.
I feel sorry for whoever's next. I saw that you were training with it looked like it was Macy Barber's coach. Uh,
Yeah,
saw that-
I'm actually here at the house with them. I'm in Denver right now. I'm
wow.
out with her fight camp for a little bit.
Oh,
So
that's so dope, man. Like, so like, you get to travel and do what you love. Like, obviously now you're getting a dope training camp. You know, like you're out there like in the altitude. So
altitude, man, it was killing me a little bit the first few days. I could feel it like in my throat was getting dry, and luckily I've been staying in shape, so it wasn't too bad, but I could definitely feel a slight difference in the altitude, but it's really awesome. Yeah. It's my
you
first
get
time.
used. My bad. I'm saying you got used to it like after like a week, right? Like your training, you kind of like get adapted to it.
Yeah, I think like after a week, well, even I've only been here for not even a week, so I think I've already not fully adapted, but I've been adapting to the altitude already.
It's crazy because they say like a lot of the fighters when they fight, like when there's fight nights at Denver, like or whatever promotion, Mexico City, St. Louis, I think is one of them, where like you go and it's like the altitude is very high, and a lot of fighters they come like they're
Gas
cutting
up.
weight, so they get their Wednesday night when they're cutting weight, and it's like they never get accustomed to the actual altitude.
Utah
Right.
is another one too. Like there's been stuff with like I don't know if you remember the last like few cards in Utah. They've been like fighters have been gassing out before they even step into the cage too. So
Yeah, that's what some of the fighters here at the gym were saying, that whenever there's a fight card in Denver, like most of the fights, most of the people in the fights usually gas out because of the elevation.
Man, so that's a trip to me that you're such a striker. I've seen your fights. Obviously, you're a striker. You're a striker by heart. You're Mexican, so I mean, I could already tell you're a striker.
Yeah.
But your background with Alpha Male, now with Macy Barber, I mean, I'm pretty sure you're getting some good wrestling in. So that's pretty dope.
Yeah, for sure. I've been trying to fix what I know I need to fix and keep growing. I know there's always room for improvement regardless. So yeah, I've been feeling good lately. You know, like I'm just ready to get back out there.
I mean, we're ready too. Like, we're excited for like. There's so much, you see so many fights now. Like, Combate's putting on a lot of fights, and it's just like the women's MMA movement has grown so much from like. But now it's like you see it everywhere. And it's dope. It's fun, Like, I'm pretty sure you had role models or like women you looked up to in MMA, or just like.
Yeah, definitely, for sure. I can tell you some of them. When I first started watching MMA, it was Rhonda was one of them. Tisha Torres was one of them,
The Tiny Tornado, yes.
and Misha Tate.
Okay.
My top
Yeah,
three.
those are
Looking up.
fighters. That's so you're after you started fighting, you were actually like watching the sport, not just training. How you like you
What's
do
that?
do you still watch the UFC a lot, or like?
Yeah, I tried to watch all the fight cards that I can, especially like the bigger ones,
Yeah.
But yeah, I love watching tape. I feel like you learn so much from even just watching films.
What about do you have a favorite fighter right now, female, like in the UFC or like any promotion? Doesn't have to be the UFC.
Uh, let's see.
It's hard because it's competition. I know, but like, but I mean, there's people that like obviously you see like, oh, okay, like
Yeah,
you're cool, like.
there's people that I like look at and I'm like, oh, she's really good, but I
Yeah.
don't think, like a specific person that I'm like that I like kind of look up to right now. Kind of just
Yeah.
on myself, and like you said, like that's regardless, like this competition, so I gotta keep doing my thing.
So what do you obviously like you're always training, so it means you're always in shape, right? So I'm pretty sure you're ready for the summer. you got any plans this summer other than fight? Like, it sucks because you like I used to fight. Like, I used to do like Muay Thai, and I did like a couple amateur MMA fights, and but the worst part was cutting weight, or like always staying near your weight, you know, like, because you always, like, obviously you're a pro now, like you have to be professional and make weight, and it's your career, it's your money, it's your paycheck, it's your, you know.
Yeah, I always try to stay in shape as much as I can. Like right now, I could fight today, I could fight tomorrow. The only thing is the weight cutting for me. Like, I walk pretty heavy for a 125er, so it's like I do need some time to cut weight. And I think scientifically it's harder for women to cut weight. But
Yeah.
other than that, like, yeah, I'm pretty much try to stay in shape all year round.
Given that you mentioned that cutting weight has been kind of like harder for you, given that you walk around pretty heavy, do you see a move up to like 135? Do you see that in the near future, or is that more of like a distant?
Uh, yeah, I think if I were to do a 135 fight, I would take it if it was like a short notice fight. You know what I mean? Because then I don't have to cut as much weight. I think if I wanted to stick around and stay at 135, that I'm not too sure of right now. I feel really good at fighting at 125, but I would take a short notice fight at 135.
Have you seen like, it's funny, I was watching, I was looking at your record. You beat Aitana Alvarez too, like, and then they're in Octagon. Like, it's crazy. You beat a bunch of big names. So like, I'm so excited. I hope, like you said, like if they give you like a 135, like it'll probably be like, obviously, like the UFC, you know, like one last minute, because they've been losing a lot of fighters, and like that'll be the obviously the dream scenario for any fighter, you know.
Yeah, I'm ready. Just call me up.
What about what's your favorite food when you're not in camp?
Man,
Or what do you like to eat when you're not in camp?
I like to eat everything. I really like eating burgers, sushi, tacos, donuts, everything.
The whole works, huh?
Yes.
What about when you're cutting weight? Do you have like a go-to food that you stick to?
Let's see. What do I normally eat when I'm cutting weight? I mean, it's kind of hard, you know, you can't really eat much.
We're not cutting weight, but when you start like locking
When
it in, you're like, yeah.
I really like eating salmon.
Okay.
Salmon, rice, you know, avocado,
Veggies.
eggs. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That's like my go-to.
That's that's dope. I mean, do you have any shout outs you want to give out? Anybody, any sponsors?
Well, let's see. I
Anything you
have
want to get out of your chest? I mean, you know,
heart raging.
you have the
No,
time right.
yeah, no, I mean, obviously shout out to like my teams, AB's Dragon House, Team Alpha Male, Felipe Bragia, BJJ, like they've been with me since the bottom, and you know, so I'm really appreciated. I'm really appreciative of them and the coaches at each gym. Shout out to my sponsors. Let's see, right now I have Calisthenics has been supporting me for a long time, so I really, really appreciate them for sticking with me and always letting me cop some of their merch. So yeah, and as for now, like, I'm open to any sponsorships. If y'all want to hit me up, shoot me a text or something. Hopefully getting some fight news soon. I kind of heard of something. I'll spill it out right now. I don't know exactly what it is, but I do know that there is some good fight news for me. So that's on the line right now.
Oh, that's, you know, I'm excited. And I'm excited. I'm ready to see you get back in there. So heck yeah,
Yeah.
that's amazing.
Thank you.
Cooper, you got any questions for Maritza?
I was just gonna ask because obviously these regional promotions such as Combate aren't gonna be here forever. Like you are obviously on a track to bigger and better things. What do you imagine is like the next step to elevating your career and eventually getting to like the big time?
Honestly, I just right now, like, I mean, I've always had the mindset of like taking it day by day, and there's been times back then where I'm like felt a little not frustrated, but I was always like, oh, like the UFC is the dream, the UFC is the dream, but there's so many other great promotions out there that I would be open to fighting for as well. So right now I could say really like the next thing is whatever fight I get, wherever the fight is, whether it be Combate or like a different promotion, like I'm there, I'll take it. If it makes sense, I'm there.
Yeah, yeah. Um, yeah, that's really all I got.
Yeah, you have to
Yeah.
look out for yourself at the end of the day, you know, like it's that's what it's about, you know, like it doesn't matter where you end up, obviously, like
Oh, wait, crap. Hold on.
everybody thinks the big dream is the UFC, but like, you know, like your dreams, like I mean, I'm pretty sure like to me, like being on Univision, that would have been my dream. I already seen my family, like I'm pretty sure I would have had my family up in that, you know, like oh we would have had a blast, you know. So
Giving them
that's
cage
pretty
side
dope.
seats and all that.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll see. I don't know. I think the goal right now is maybe just to have like another fight or two region like locally, and then maybe we'll get onto a bigger stage or something. We'll see.
I
Yeah, I
do
mean you're
got
pretty much okay.
I do just got one more thing before I'll toss it back over to Fu. You mentioned that you're training with Macy Barber's fight camp right now. Is this the first time you've been in like a fighter's fight camp, like training with them?
No, no, it's not the first time. I've helped other fighters out before during their fight camp. It's actually pretty fun. I just get to train.
And to kind of follow up on that, what's it like training with someone who's like sort of, I don't want to say, or with someone who's sort of metaphorically made it, like she's in the biggest promotion in the world and she's headlining a fight card. What's it like to train with someone who's like that, really?
I mean, it's like everyone really has like the same type of goal. So I don't really see it as like a I mean it's a really good opportunity. I can see a lot of good things from it. Like I can see how she trains, and I always like to compare my in a good way
Yes.
to other people and fighters and how they like to do the things that works for them, so that I can implement something and take something out of that that'll work for me. So it's really awesome to see how everything plays out in someone else's fight camp, and I can always say that I always end up learning something.
Yeah,
Awesome.
it goes both ways, you know, like you learn, they learn, like you can't just go in there thinking you're gonna help. Like you go in there like I'm the big, you know, I'm here. They brought me here because I'm, you know.
Yeah.
That's just man. Well, I mean, we don't want to keep you too long here. We're so grateful to have you. We're excited. We love we don't like try to have big fighters on. We like having prospects that we know, like not even prospect. You're not even a prospect anymore. I just want you to get a belt already. You know, you're a champion. But we'll
Thank
see. We'll
you.
see. We wish you the best. We support you. We have your back. Also, you're running. I don't know if the voting has ended for the.
It did. I actually ended up getting second place. So I didn't get the but it's okay. I had nothing to lose, and yeah, it was a good opportunity. There's many more different opportunities for me in the future.
That's good. It's the beginning, you know. Like it's right. We came in second. We're good. We'll try. We'll try again next time.
Thank you so much for having me on, and thanks for chatting.
Yeah.
Yeah, no problem. And
I
we'll see
know
you
it-
again soon. Hopefully, and
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know it's only the two of us on here. I know Fu kind of mentioned it earlier. We do have a much bigger team than this, but even though they're not here, we're always rooting for you, no matter what promotion you're fighting under or who you're fighting. You always got fans here. So
Thank you. I appreciate that. Thanks for having me.
All right, you have a good one, huh?
Thank you. All right, you too. Take care.
take care.
Yeah.
Enjoy yourself. Well, that about wraps it up for us. We'd like to thank Maritza for coming out and spending a little time with us and talking to the boys. Obviously, the boys weren't here, some of us, but there's always two or three is a crowd. So I'm glad Cooper was able to join me. I had so much fun doing this interview. I've been waiting a cool minute, like I said in the intro. I literally went the way I expected. It's dope interviewing someone from your home state and somebody coming up in the sport. It's amazing. I couldn't ask for anything better. And interviewing people like this, fighters like this, so grateful. Love doing this. This is like the best. Yeah, shit. Thanks for joining us, guys. You're gonna see this on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music. Where you find your podcast. Find it there. Listen to it. Retweet it. Re-like it. We have a giveaway going to right now. That Dan Ige autograph card. You haven't tapped in? Tap in on Twitter, YouTube. Yeah, I mean, shit. What else can I say other than thank you, Maritza, for coming on? Your family now. You're part of the BNB family, and so grateful to have you on. And we're ready for you to fight. Come on, let's get her a fight. What are we waiting for?
Yeah, we're all waiting. We're all waiting to see her get back in the cage. But yeah, I mean, it's always a pleasure to have a fighter on, like whenever they can take times out of their busy training schedules, or in this case, she's training with like a legit fighter. But yeah, I mean, we always
title contender. I mean, Macy's name has been brought up in title contention. So, like,
yeah,
to that extent, it's like, damn, you're literally training with,
yeah,
pretty
like
much champion. Like, this champions linking up. You know what I'm saying?
But yeah, big shout out to Maritza for coming on. Make sure to catch her the next time she fights for Combate Global, who most of the info for where you can watch it. But yeah.
Yeah, Fuse TV, Univision when it's on there. But yeah, we're ready. We're ready for the fight announcement. We need a Maritza fight. The fans are waiting.
Make sure to follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube, all under the handles Bourbon and Bud. Make sure to enter our giveaway for the 6 UFC cards, including, as Fu mentioned, the autographed Dan Ige. That closes on our UFC 303 live episode coming up this Tuesday. And yeah, I don't got much else to say, so
yeah, I mean, that's it. We're again, happy belated birthday to Campbell McLaren, El Jefe. But yeah, we're pretty much done. Thank you, Maritza. Thank you, Coop. We'll see you guys next week. Watch our live. Watch our interview dropping soon. The build tutorial, our geography tutorial. Just stay with us, man. We got you. We got you at Bourbon and Bud. Rebranding coming soon. So you guys be good. Take care, man.